Hi, I'm Carrie and this is Makeup Face, and today I'm going to do a tutorial or get ready with me for a simple smoky eye. It's really my go-to daily look, so let's move on. Let's get going. The first thing I do, my skin has been prepped. It's clean, it has moisturizer on it, I have a little bit of under eye cream. And now I'm going to start with a primer. This is the Pixie Flawless Primer. This is moving toward Holy Grail status in my life. So I put one pump of the Pixie Flawless Primer on just all over my face with my hands. It doesn't give any color, but I feel that it evens out my skin tone. It gives me a nice glow. There are days when this is all I use for makeup as far as base foundation type stuff. Hold on. Towel. There are some days that this is all I use, but when I want a little bit fuller coverage, like if I'm going into the office or if I have an event or some sort of something, or sometimes if I'm just, going to the store and I want to look a little bit fancier, then I will pop on a coat of this MAC Studio Face and Body. This is about as full coverage as I like to get, and this is not full coverage at all. This is really sheer. It gives a nice buildable coverage. I never build it. I don't really like a foundation-y look. I like my skin to look like skin, so this helps me achieve that. I'm using this in C3, and I put a little bit on the back of my hand, like so, and then I get my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush, and I will pop that on my face, like so. Just work it right in to the skin. These Expert Face brushes are awesome. They are, and actually all of the Real Techniques brushes, you'll see a lot of them in my tutorials because they're inexpensive, they're cruelty-free, and I really enjoy the ladies who make them. That's Pixie Woo. If you haven't checked them out, you should. Sam and Nick Chapman, and I would like to be friends with them and go and get margaritas with them. I'm just saying, if I'm putting it out there into the universe, it might happen someday. So they're these cute bloggers, or they're makeup artists in the UK, and they have a crazy YouTube following, and I really like them, and they make these brushes. So anyway, Real Techniques, you should check it out. You can get it at drugstores and online and Amazon and all sorts of places. So I'm just popping that bit of extra coverage on, and I'm going to buff it in with the Expert Face Brush so that it really melds into the skin and doesn't look like makeup. It's ironic, isn't it? I don't want my skin to look like I'm wearing makeup, but I love makeup. So what are you going to do? Alright. There you go. Good enough. His hair. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is attend to my under eye circles. Thank you, heredity. I have under eye circles that drive me bonkers. So to combat that, I use a bunch of products, but first things first is the Pixie Correction Concentrate in Brightening Peach. I think there's only one color to this. It works for me, and it's similar to the Bobbi Brown Corrector. I like this better. It's a little bit less expensive, and it's also available at Target. And you know how I feel about Target, so I'm going to just pat this in to where my under eye circles are most egregious. This is going to help out my concealer. So, pat that in. The peach color to this really helps like counterbalance the blue in the under eye circles. So, yay! And then today I'm going to use this as a concealer on top of it. I use sometimes I'll use the MAC Pro Longwear concealer. Today, because that can be a little, it's kind of hard to put on. It's not hard to put on. It's just gloopy and whatever. So it works really well. But today I'm going to use, this is the Tarte Maracuja Eye or Concentrate, not Concentrate, Concealer in medium. I like this because it's waterproof. I keep one of these in my car or my purse so I can touch up throughout the day if I need to. So I'm going to put this underneath my eye and then any places that I need a couple of spot concealers. So. Alright. So that, and then I'm going to just go in with my finger and pat it in into the skin using my ring finger so that I don't pull the skin at all. And then it gives a really good coverage and it doesn't crease, which I also like. I'm going to use the Expert Face Brush again and just kind of feather out if there's any harsh lines that was left there. Okay, so now comes the fun stuff. Now we'll move on to blush and bronzer. I tend to layer my products because I like the effect, and I also think it tends to last longer if you do more than one thing. So the first thing I'm going to put on is a cheek stain, and this is Tarte's Cheek Stain in Flush. And you can see that I've had this one for forever. They last forever. And I'm going to just pop that right on my cheekbones. It looks really scary, but it's super sheer. And then I pop it on, and then I just blend it in with my fingers. Okay, and then comes time to contour. So I'm going to use my Real Techniques, again, Expert Face Brush. No, this isn't that. This is the contour brush. You can tell because it's different shapes. And then I'm going to use my e.l.f. Blush and Bronzer, Contouring Blush and Bronzer. This is in St. Lucia. And I'm going to use the contouring color, the bronzing color, I suppose, and go in right underneath my cheekbones and create a little bit of definition there, and I'll pop it up around my hairline and then down underneath my chin. So this isn't a super contoured look. I've tried it, and I think it tends to make me look a little, it's not my favorite look for me. So I like a very slightly contoured face, just enough to give a little glow. And I will show you. So I do this with the contouring brush first, working that into the hollow and then up into the corner. And then I like to try to camouflage my double chin if I can. And then I'll go in with a bigger brush. So this is the Real Techniques blush brush, and I will dip it in the bronzer, and then go in and kind of buff these edges out. This also warms up the skin quite a bit, using a bigger bronzer brush. I'm really just going over the same areas that I went with the smaller contouring brush. And then to put a little color on my face, I will use Pure Minerals blush in Kinky. This has got a nice golden sheen to it. In fact, when I put it on, I don't get a whole lot of color payoff, but I love the sheen that it gives. So I'm going to pop this right on the top of my cheekbones and go up into like the brow bone area. So I'll show you. You can see it's not a lot of color, but it just gives my skin a nice glow. If I want some more color, I can go back in at the end and add some, and I might. We'll see. So I'm really just kind of mirroring what I did with the bronzer with this. Okay. The next thing I do is go for the eyes. So I'm going to put a base on my eyelid. I'm using a MAC paint pot in Painterly, which is this kind of nude color that what it does is twofold. It creates something for the eyeshadow to cling to, and it also takes out a little bit more of that pigment from my eyelid. I tend to have a lot of redness and color, between my under eye circles and then this kind of red, ruddy thing that's happening on my eyelid. I need to counteract that, so that's what this does. And then I'm going to use Real Techniques again. This is the Deluxe Crease brush. It's just a nice kind of stiff brush, and put my base shade on. This is Wet n Wild, if you can believe it. Color Icon in Creme Brulee. This is really, really similar to MAC's Vanilla, which I also use, but I found this first in the bag. So I'm going to take this and go from lash to brow as my base. All over. And I'm going to let that sit for a minute while I attend to my brows. Since I've gotten my hair cut super short, I've noticed that I needed to up my brow game. So I'm going to do a couple things here. I've got the Anastasia Brow Wiz in soft brown, and it's got a nice spoolie on one end, and I will just run that through. My poor little brows are so sad, and this helps. So I'm just going to come in and reinforce the brows that I have and encourage them to be thicker. Come on, little brows. There we go. So quick little strokes mimicking the hair, and I tend to scrub it back and forth in the places that I need a little extra coverage. Alright, we'll do the same thing on the other eye. Check my work in the mirror here. And then sometimes I'll come in with this is a Smashbox angled brow brush that I will come in and kind of soften any lines that have gotten kind of hard. Okay. And now I'm going to go back to the color on my eyes. I'm going to use, this is the shading brush by Real Techniques, and a light color for the lid. This is L'Oreal's Infallible eyeshadow in Amber Rush. It's kind of a rose gold color, but when I put it here, you can see it. You can see it there. But when I put it on my lid, it looks really a lot like my skin color. So I like this on the lower part of my lids. And because it's got a little bit of a metallic, not even a little bit, it's got a metallic sheen, I'm going to work it into the corner of my eye over here, and then up to the crease. And do the same thing on the other eye. I'm going to pull it a little bit underneath too. And now, I've got a couple things that I'm going to do. Now it's the liner. Now here we come with the liner. And I've got a couple of steps here. First I'm going to take, this is Bobbi Brown's eyeshadow in Caviar. It is really hard to open, apparently. It's a black with little brown tinges. I'm going to take Real Techniques accent brush, teeny tiny brush here, and dip it in and reinforce my lash line on top here, just a little bit. And go underneath, pull it down just a little bit. Now I could stop there. Why stop? I'm going to give myself a little bit of a cat eye, so I'm going to use the Real Techniques. Do you see the same here with the Real Techniques brow brush? It's got a nice stiff angled bristles here, and I'm going to use a gel liner, which is Bobbi Brown's Long Wear Gel Liner in Caviar Ink. So this is the gel version of this of the shadow that I just used. Okay. I'm going to dip this in, and I'm going to go really close. I'm going to tight line underneath, and then I'm going to start, and then I'll make the my cat eye. The best way I've found to do a cat eye is to get a brush like this and then just kind of stamp it on an angle, kind of continuing the lower lash line up. Stamp it there, and then pull your brush back to the lashes. And then walk it across. We'll do the same with the other eye. This always reminds me of Endora, you know, from Bewitched. I kind of like it. Mostly because it's, you know, no caftan required. Alright, Again, stamp like that. And then you're going to come back in and connect it. You're going to want to look in the mirror and make sure that it's even, or even enough. It doesn't have to be, like they say about eyebrows, it doesn't have to be twins, it has to be sisters. So I'm going to really get in there quick and fill it in. There we go. Whew. There we go. Okay, and then the final touch on this is mascara, the eye look. So I'm going to take a mascara, waterproof mascara all the time. I always wear waterproof mascara. This one is Dior Show in black. So I'll start it on the top lashes. You know, it's the real irony of the world is that my favorite look is glowy skin and nude lips and big Kardashian-esque like lashes. Because my natural lashes are not that. They are short and pale and not, I have to work really hard to get any sort of lashes at all. So, and I have considered actually going and getting the eyelash extensions, but I don't know that I can commit to going in every 2 weeks. I can barely get my nails done myself. Like, I can't commit to a nail, like a shellac manicure. I don't know that I could do it on my eyes. And we're going to pop a little underneath. And when that happens, you should have a, there we go, a little bit of cleanup. Speaking of manicures, have you seen these? These are Jamberry nail wraps. I just got these are like my first attempt at them. Can you see them? They're cute. My friend Tammy sells them. I'll link to her page down below. I foresee this being a big problem because I can now I want to go and buy a ton of different designs and but they're really cute and they're super easy to put on, and I didn't even buy the dryer or anything. I mean, I used a hair dryer. So yeah, if you don't know what they are, I think you should look at them. Alright. Final touches here. Just a little bit more mascara. Let me get that outer edge. It kills me. Okay. And then finally, a nude lipstick. This is my go-to. I am using L'Oreal's Balm, Color Riche Balm in Nourishing Nude. I like the way this feels. It smells kind of vanilla, caramely maybe. And you can slap it on all over your face, and like you could do this in the car, at a stop sign. You could do it in a meeting. You go like, yeah, totally. Numbers receivable. Good, yeah. All right, so there you have it. That's my go-to day go-to everyday look with a little bit of a cat eye, and I hope you enjoyed it. I will do more. I'll do more of these if you're interested, and just leave a comment below, ask me questions, like, subscribe, and follow me on Facebook. I'm at Makeup Face, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks a lot. Have a good one. Bye.